How's it going, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be taking a look at some more redstone. So, if you guys have ever wanted to learn any redstone, but it's so hard by watching other videos because they just zoom through it, expecting you to know what to do, and you just want to understand it more. We're going to start off very easy, and then we're going to get more complicated, and then get into bigger builds. Now, I'm on my redstone land. You guys have seen some of my other redstone builds. I do redstone tutorials, and I'm still actually kind of new at this. So, with redstone can go up to 15 blocks long. Up here, right here, is 15 blocks long. So, redstone can go up to 15 blocks long. So, once I come over here, I'm going to press this lever right here. You guys will be able to see that this piston will extend. But, if I was to add another piece of redstone right here, get me another piston, put it right here, and then go ahead and go down to the other end. Actually, alright, it's already redstoned up. Never mind. You guys will see that the redstone piston does not extend, because redstone can go up to 15 blocks long before they lose their power. Now, to be able to continue the redstone line, you would want to go ahead and put down another one of these pistons. You want to get a redstone repeater, and then go ahead and put down a redstone repeater right here, actually, and then a redstone right there. Redstone can go up to 15 blocks long. You put a redstone piston right here, or not redstone piston, a redstone repeater right here, and it can travel up to even more, up to 15 blocks more. Every time you put a redstone repeater down, it can travel up to 15 blocks more, and then you put down another one, 15 blocks more, so on and so forth. By the way, before we get any further into this video, I have pulled an all-nighter with my brother. Me and him stayed up for 24 hours because we were just hanging out. So I will probably sound a little off in this video because I'm extremely tired and I have a whole nother day ahead of me because it is right now about 7 o'clock in the morning. So, on to the next one. This right here is actually a block right here, is just to show you that you can transfer power through a block. If you have a redstone repeater facing into the block with a redstone torch on top of it, you can cancel out the redstone signal. Now, if you want to go ahead and make it a quick one, you can click the button and it will power it off and power it back on. If you want it to stay off, or keep it off, you go ahead and press the lever. It will power off onto this block, into this redstone, into the repeater, through this block, into this redstone repeater, around the corner basically. I don't know why I put it around the corner, maybe just so it would be easier for you guys to see. Into this, and if you have a redstone repeater, into this block with a redstone torch on top of it, it will cancel it out. This right here will help you into the future with a whole bunch of more builds. If you've watched some of my builds over here, that right there basically shows you how I have my torches, and then I have a redstone repeater into the side of the block to cancel things out. It makes things a lot more easier. Now onto the next one. This is just to show you whenever you flip this lever, that will go up, the piston will actually extend. Now this is just to show you that if you put a redstone repeater into a block, and then you take a redstone repeater out of the block, you can still pull redstone power through it. You can pull redstone power from either way you go with this right here. Because there's literally, this block right here is basically a powered block now. So you can put a redstone, or we can put a piston on there, it will power it up. If we put a torch on top of that, it will actually cancel out that torch. This block is basically a powered block now. So, you can actually pull redstone power from the side of it out the other side into something else. That is another thing to remember, in case you gotta turn your power, but then again you can't put redstone there because it will connect to another redstone. It's just a whole bunch of more confusing crap. So if we have it like this, it will power that. I don't know, it's just a whole bunch of more confusing redstone work, which we'll probably get into another video. This right here is another one which can be very helpful for you in case you guys are trying to stop things from happening. This right here is actually a hopper. Hoppers you put a whole bunch of items into, and they sit there and they continue to travel through chests. You can put a chest on top of this hopper right here, then you can put a chest below it. Whatever you put in the top chest will travel through the hopper into this next chest. It makes things a whole lot easier, but it does not work with ender chests. I don't know why. There's probably some type of bug with it, but it does not work with ender chests. Now, just to show you that there are items here, this is actually supposed to be dropping down into that chest. If you take your redstone repeater, face it into your hopper, and power up that redstone repeater, it will lock that hopper. So right now we have a stack of sandstone in there. We flip this off, unpower the redstone repeater, which unpowers the hopper, which will unlock it, which allows it to go ahead and travel through. We go lock it back up, redstone repeater powers on, putting a lock into the hopper, which will stop it from traveling through. And that is basically how that works. We're going to take this back, we're going to put it back up, and there we go. So that's the easiest way to basically put a lock onto a hopper. There's multiple other ways you can do it. This is just how I'm doing it with the lever. You can go ahead, and I don't really see why we'd want to put a button on there because it would do no good. So this right here is basically just to show you that you can also power a door with redstone. Right now the door is open because the piston, or because the lever is turned on. You turn it off, it will open it up. You turn it back on, it will open it up. I said that completely backwards. You turn it off, it will shut the door. You turn it on, it will open the door. So basically that's an easier way to make it where if you have a iron door and you don't want monsters breaking it down, or you don't want random people coming in, just use a lever and you can easily open it. There's multiple other ways you can do a whole bunch of other work with this, but I'm not going to get into that because there's a lot more to be said about that. This right here is actually going to be a redstone clock. You have a repeater facing this way and you have it continuously going around. I'll show you over here. You put one facing this way, you skip this block, you come over here facing this way, skip this block facing this way, skip this block and face one this way. Then you basically put your redstone dust in between these, and there is your clock. That is how it's made. Now this is the tricky part about this. Normally you would just paste one down and there we go, it's stuck. It will just stay like that. What you want to do is, if you accidentally do that, just break your redstone dust and replace it down. This is where it gets tricky. You want to place it and then break it instantly. So place, break. There we go. Once you place and break it, it will constantly have a loop of going around and around and around. And then of course you can take off your redstone signal out here, put your piston down, and it will constantly do it. The more ticks you put onto these, the slower it will go. And you can even go to the very last one and it will get so slow that you can actually use this for a cobblestone generator. That's usually what I use. If you use this one over here, I'm about to show you here in a second, it will be way too fast and it will be just a waste of your time. So we're going to go ahead and just power that on real quick so we stop with the redstone clock, because it will actually cause me to lag. I'm actually at 50 frames a second while doing all this and I don't want it to lag too bad. So right here is actually a redstone clock, which is extremely fast, way faster than you will ever need anything unless you want to shoot arrows at somebody really fast with a dispenser, which I'll actually show you over there somewhere. Right here is basically how you build it. I'll show you from the beginning. Go ahead and take this out, and this is how it goes. So you want to take 2 blocks here. You want to have a block, a space, and then a block. You want to take your redstone torches and you want to put it on the faces of each side of the blocks, not on the top, but on the sides of it, not on the inside either. You do not want to have that happen, or on the outside. You want to have it on these 2 parts right here. Do exactly as I've done. Then take your redstone. You want to take your redstone dust, put it on the top of those 2, put one in the back, one in the front, and then one right here. That right there will constantly keep it going. This is just another form of this, just upwards higher, I guess you guys can say. And that right there will cause an extremely, extremely fast pulse. There's no way you need a piston going this fast. I don't see why you guys would want a piston going this fast, but if you have a reason for it, so be it. You use redstone, that's what you're here for this video for. Thank you for watching, I guess. So basically we're going to actually power this off so it will stop me from lagging. We're going to power this one off so it will stop me from lagging, because redstone causes my stuff to lag. Now, this right here is a daylight sensor, I guess you guys can call it. And this right here is a redstone lamp. Now what we have here is something we've showed you over there. You take a repeater into the block and then have a torch on top of that, and it will power off once this is on. Right now it is turning daylight, so whenever it turns daylight, this will power on, causing this to burn out, which will cause this not to be turned on. Now if we would take this / time set 0, I think. I don't really know how to do that. I don't really know how. Okay, so like, let's say if we was to cover this up, I think it will work. I'm not 100% sure on that. So let's go ahead and try to cover this up. No, it does not work. So anyways, the basic concept of this right here is whenever it turns nighttime, this will turn off. The redstone repeater will not be turned on. All this will turn off. All the redstone power will. Then this right here will end up powering on, powering that on. So whenever you have this in your house or in your walls or wherever you want, whenever it is nighttime, you will have lighting in your house. But when it turns daylight, this turns on, and then it will turn off the lights in your house. So you're not wasting energy, for say, I guess you can. Just for a little concept of not having to turn your lights on every time you go into your house. On to the next build, we have a trapdoor with redstone facing right into it. This basically shows that you can move and not move, but open trapdoors with a button or a lever. You can do this basically with a lever too. You don't always have to have a button. And I actually dropped that. Go ahead, give me it back. There we go. And there we go. We put a lever there, and there we go. We can open it. We can break out blocks below it. This can be our little secret hideout, I guess you guys can call it, or a little clubhouse, or whatever you guys want it to be. That basically just shows that you can open a trap door. On to the next one, you can open up a fence gate. And I know this is going to look a little weird to you guys real quick. I'm going to flip that, and it's opening. No, it's nothing magical. No, there's nothing in between here. There's actually just underground. Basically, that's how it goes. There's a redstone torch right there, opening that up, and then of course you want to have the redstone repeater into the side of it. There's multiple easier ways to do this. I'm just making it a little bit more complicated since we're getting farther into the build. I want things to get more complicated. You're going to have this up here. You're going to have your redstone dust below your power source, on into your redstone repeater, onto the block that has your redstone torch on it, under the block that this is going to be sitting on. So whenever you flip this on, it powers the dust below it, powers it below, into the redstone repeater, into the block, into the torch, powering off, and that will be closed. So right there is basically closed. You want to get to make sure you do not cut off your power source right here. If you would actually if you would actually take a block and place it right here, it would cut off your power source. What you wouldn't do is take a sandstone half slab or half slab of whatever you're using on the ground or as your surface. You would go ahead and place your half slab down, and then the rest of it can be regular full blocks, whatever you want. It doesn't matter, it's your choice, and that will allow you to continue to flip it on and off without cutting off the power source. On to the next build. This one involves tripwire. Tripwire can be very confusing depending on how you have your redstone. And there's two different ways you can do it. You can either have a redstone repeater facing away from the block that you have your tripwire hook on along with the tripwire. So you don't have to have a redstone repeater here, because we all know if you're trying to get into redstone repeaters are very expensive to build because you have to get things from the nether to be able to build those. So go ahead, you can either use a redstone repeater or you can just use regular redstone. I would choose regular redstone out of anything. Basically, if you have your redstone going around a block with the redstone dust on top, basically if you have it like this, nothing will happen. You have to have your redstone covering around or coming around into that on top of this block behind these two pistons. Same thing with over here, just the same thing, except for we're using a redstone repeater over here. You step on the tripwire, it starts up the redstone, and that will close this door on you. Technically, you would have it reversed where you have your redstone torches below these, and then you have your redstone repeaters facing into the torches with the blocks where it opens it up when you step on it. Very confusing. If you ever seen my video on my layer that's underground, it's a very easy concept. You guys can see how it does. Or if you ever seen how I built those, that's exactly what goes on here. Now this right here, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear. I don't even know if I have my sound on. As far as I know I do, or if my sound is recording. Some games I record my sound with, some games I don't, so sometimes it's just confusing. So if we press this button, they have note blocks right here. Actually, I have the button on the note block. Then we have redstone repeaters. I don't know why I didn't put any dust, because I just didn't space it out enough. I can even put dust right there if I wanted to, or dust right there, and so on and so forth. You can put dust right there, and right there, right here, and right here. You can basically put dust there as long as you can have the redstone running into the next block. You press it here, it will allow note blocks to continue to come around, and then it will end up here. And you can actually make songs with it. I've seen so many cool builds where people actually make songs, like the Mario theme song or the Batman theme song or something like that. But that's so much work. There's so much going on. And actually how you change these is if you click on them, they actually change different tunes. And then every time you hit it, whenever you change all these, they'll sound completely different. So that is actually fairly easy. I don't really know how to make these. I've never really made these in survival. I never had a need to. And then basically we're getting to the end of this build. This right here is an easier way to go. There's actually a better way you can do this. You can go ahead and actually do this right here. Put these all flush with the dispensers. Then you go ahead and put your desk right here. But personally, I think it looks better like this. I don't know why. I think it just does. This right here, you press the button once, and you get pretty little flowers. You get little roses. So we're going ahead and go. Can I put roses down here? No, you cannot. That sucks. Okay, so when you press that, you dispense out anything that are inside of here. I'm going to put all three of them in there. There's one, there's two, and there are three. 3 roses for us. So there you go. Here's your roses. I can't place them down anymore because this is a sandstone land, basically redstone ready, so that means that there is no grass. On with my next build. This thing has arrows in it. Now, this right here is another clock that I showed you over there, the really, really fast one. This is probably about the only good thing that this clock is meant for, since it goes so fast whenever you really want to shoot at somebody. By the way, this is called a burnout clock, I think it's called. It's called a burnout clock. And this right here is also a lock. So if you want something to stop shooting, right here is basically how you do it. You have this turned on and a repeater facing into the side of another repeater. And I'll show you right over here. You have a repeater facing this way and a repeater facing this way. Whenever you power up this repeater, it causes a block in this repeater. That way, so no other redstone power can go through it. We're going to place this down here. And there we go. You see there's no redstone current going there. We break this. It unblocks it, allows redstone current going through. Basically, we put this down here. If we put down a block here, while there's already a redstone current going through, it's going to keep that redstone current. Now, that's a very cool thing to do. But then again, we're going to get on with this build. Now, not really a build, but a redstone tutorial. As this is flicking on so fast, when we unlock this, this thing can go and shoot like crazy, faster than normal. And actually, just to show you guys, right next to the other one, I'm going to do this normal clock that you can do. There's multiple different clocks you can do. These are just two of my favorite ones to do. This one because it goes so fast, and this one because it's so simple. So there we go. We're going to light and break. There we go. We're going to have this coming out. And then we're going to actually go ahead and get the dispenser. We're going to go ahead and get some of these arrows and then put them in there. We're going to, oh my god, that is not good. It starts shooting on me. Okay, so right there, we have those going. We're going to unleash this one, and then we're going to unleash this one. You guys can clearly see the difference. One is way faster. This one is way faster than this one, even on the lowest tick. You can make it go shorter, but you cannot make it go faster unless you use this clock. This is a stupid amount of speed with this one. Regardless, one of them might be a little bit more accurate than the other, but either way, that is a very, very fast build. We're going to break that so we stop lagging a lot. This is actually causing me to lag, period. There we go. So, I hope this helped you out a little bit understanding redstone to the minimum, because there's a lot more to go through, and I still don't even know all the redstone builds. I still don't understand redstone fully. This is just all that I do know. This is the simple stuff. I do know a little bit more complex stuff, but I'll leave that for another video for people that know a little bit more about redstone, but want to learn a little bit more. So, if this was a helpful video for you guys, my bad, I messed up on that word. If this was a helpful video, if this, oh my god. If this was a helpful video to you guys, please show me some support on the channel. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and click that little bell right beside the subscribe button so you do not miss a single video from me. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye. Oh,